We are back.
Back and better. Well, I guess we never left for you.
No, we are we are just going to go over. We got about 20 minutes before we kind of sign off again, and then restart the delay for the battlegrounds match. But we just wanted to, instead of trying to fill dead air for a good 30 plus minutes, we were just going to roll through live. And anybody who wants to jump in with some comments, please do so. But we're just going to roll through the new uh, things that happened with Battlegrounds there just recently with the patch, I should say. So um,
Pants.
the pants and the patch. So
With the pants. Yeah.
if you want to run
Quite
over,
a
go ahead.
quite a shakeup from Battleground, sorry. Um, just probably outside of an actual expansion for hey, thanks Why the Hunter. No worries, man. It was a great game. Um, outside of an actual expansion of like elementals or quill wars, this is probably the biggest shakeup Battlegrounds has seen.
We knew you wouldn't be able to why the hunter. You too
Yeah,
much
no,
adrenaline,
definitely knew
bro.
you couldn't sleep. No, it's the hype is real, man. Hopefully you get to sleep soon. Get some good. But some of the big changes we want to highlight here. I mean, I think the biggest one that I was pointing out to you there, Saki, was the 15 damage cap.
Yeah, that really I had to shake my head and look at the verbiage on there, and it's like damage cap of 15 has been added until the first player dies. So that in this case it'd be Dawn Day. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they should have the first dawn day passes away or passes on, whatever whatever you want to say. But no, that was pretty key, I guess. So when people are just not uh, really getting murked from the get go.
No,
For
Mercs is another game mode.
oh, sorry, my
Uh,
bad.
no, yeah, you're right. I mean, it enables some riskier play, so you're not worried about getting cranked for 20 on somebody who is like aggro taverned up to tier 5 and found 2 or 3 5 drops, and
Yeah,
maybe not has a comp going, but I mean, right there, it's 15 damage, 20 with your tower and whatever else they have. So it's really nice. Not only is it nice that it allows some riskier plays, it also opens it up for people who aren't too used to battlegrounds. So you're not used to making a bad, like, you don't have to make a bad play and feel like you were super punished for it.
right.
It gives everyone really a level playing ground. Yeah, people who are more keen to it, maybe they can make riskier plays and get rewarded for it. But I really like the change. It's also changes ties a little bit more
Okay.
because you can't really have like 3 or 4 people going out in the same turn. If you got 3 people under 15 and then they all get hit for under that 15, I think it's a lot more difficult than that meets the eye.
Right. So do you think the battlegrounds last a little bit longer than your average lobby,
I
or
think they do because not only did they add the player cap,
they
they
added?
also added 5 seconds between turns 3 and 9.
Yeah, I saw that commenter
So
too. So
man, yeah. Sometimes when you're done your turn and you're sitting there is some of the worst times in battlegrounds where you're just sitting there trying to figure out what you're going to do. And when you still have 30 or 40 seconds to do
yeah.
something, it's kind of annoying that I wish there was a button you could just hit. We're ready to
What the
go, and
what that's
everybody hits it.
Yeah, that's what Stephanie and I were kind of talking about last Sunday was just, you know, if you only really have one thing to do, like you're looking for a specific minion, um, you don't find it. And you got like 60, 70 seconds left. I mean, what are you doing? You're just kind of, go to the bathroom, get a drink, come back. So it'd be cool
Yeah,
if BG's just added that ready up button, and if people are ready, then cool. If not, then they go to the distance, right? So
no,
anyway,
exactly. So it's all right. Well, let's start with some of these
yes.
heroes.
So let's go to Master Win. So Power of the Storm is his passive. Start every turn. Choose from two hero powers. I've only had one experience with the Master Win, and
He's
wow,
so broken,
you get to choose two
man.
powers every turn.
Yeah, man's not fair. He is like just he's strong, man. He is very strong. When you can circulate through not only circulate through different hero powers, choose one each turn. If you just get a Reno hero power, you've instantly goldened a minion.
Yeah.
You get a Maiev, you can just dormant something. Even a Millhouse allows you to use an economy turn to just like flood your board to buy minions. He is insane. Like I can't stress enough how good he is. They're going to change him, I think, especially because he's being played a lot more
Hmm.
because of the new battleground and the pass and everything. The two new heroes are more playable uh, if you have the battlegrounds. I believe actually every single game there will be a new hero offered. Not that it's always taken, but
Yeah.
there will be one offered. So, Master Nugent, I think he's absolutely busted. I've pretty much played him, I think 4 or 5 times, and I have always gotten a top 4 with him. Like, it's just he is a very, very good,
Yeah.
strong hero.
The the ab- the ability every turn to choose out of the two hero powers that's going to suit your situation. I mean,
Yeah.
that's incredible. So, but
Yeah. No, there's not much more to say there. He's
nope.
he's very, very strong.
So this is a what's it called? Geez, I had three syllable type word instead of two, so it's Baroken. So broken.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He's if you get a chance to play him, do it.
Yeah.
You will not be sad.
Yeah. So now you can roll over to the next individual hero, who is Carol Rome.
Yeah. A card and a name that has been synonymous with standard recently because of and her hero power actually, the conviction recently nerfed in standard, but making its way through in battlegrounds. She I don't like saying any hero is bad because I think everyone has their niche, but she is definitely overshadowed by the fact that she came out with Master Nugent.
Okay. Fair enough.
Like, I don't think she's impossible to play. Um, she definitely can work with like a Dragon's comp, which is very, very good.
Yeah.
But giving a Tavern 3, giving your 3 minions +1/+1, Tavern 5, giving them, 5 minions +1/+1, it's very good. She's, I think, probably not picked as much because are either offered her or Nugent and will always take Master.
Right.
So she's definitely a play. If you get the correct comp, she can be a top 4. Other than that, I think she requires a bit more skill and usage.
It just seems the hero power itself seems slow. Is that
Yeah,
accurate?
it is. I mean, you're typically what your first turn is buy, and then you tavern to 2, and
Yeah.
then unless you take a turn off and go to 3 with her, um, typically turn 4 or 5,
Yep.
you're not able to get that truly beneficial hero power online. So she is a bit slow, but again, if you can get like dragons with the new dragon whelp, the +1 each time your dragons gain an attack, give it +2 health.
That's right. Yep.
She could snowball out of control. Uh,
And as Steffi
so
mentioned in chat, she's fine. Okay. All right. Steffi on Sunday will be able to elaborate on why she's just fine for
she's
Steffi.
fine. I think that's the best way to say it. Steffi's correct. She is fine.
Yeah.
She's not broken. She's not Nugent, but she's not garbage tier. Like,
Yeah.
she's not Lich Basil, which I don't think she's ever played, right?
There you go.
So she's fine. She's a tier 3. She's okay. I like. She's if you get to pick her, she's definitely an interesting one. A little bit more skill than Nugent. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
All right. So we got about another 8 minutes before we shut off the live stream, and then we go back into the temporal vortex of 10 minutes of delay to get into our battlegrounds series. Was there a specific bunch of cards that you saw through the I guess the patch that you wanted to key in on?
yeah. So I've played. quite a bit of the new patch. I've gotten up to about 4K. It's not so I've had enough, I think, to have a decent call on what it is. Demons and dragons are pretty strong right now. Um, Specifically because of the top two demons that are around there. Impulsive Trickster, as you see on the screen there, is good. Icky Imp is okay. But when you get to the tier fives are really, really what bring home the new
Holy,
demon builds.
that's some thick
Yeah.
A12, boy, for for gold. Yep.
Yeah. And every time you play a demon, the insatiable Urzel eats a minion and gains its stats
Okay.
in the tavern. So when you're just, if you can get um the a bunch of demons in hand, which there is an easy way to do it with the new avenge mechanic,
Yep.
and you just kind of rapid fire demons out of hand, the insatiable Uruzu actually gets quite large. And if you get it early enough, it just snowballs out of control. It's got taunt as well, so it typically gets run into. And there is not a ton of poison.
Hmm.
They have taken Toxfin out of the rotation, so
Right.
the only great way to get poison now is through Myexna, through the Spore, as well as rolling it on your Amalgadon. The other way is the new Murloc SI7 or SI Fin Murloc, which is an Avenge 3. I think he's a tier 5. There he is.
Yep.
Yeah, the SI7. So basically, when 3 minions die, you give a friendly Murloc poisonous permanently. This is basically how they create um, I guess, why Toxfin died for this guy here.
Okay.
He's
Toxfin's
not
bigger
trash by
brother.
any Yeah, exactly. He's not trash by any means, but it's very difficult that when you have the SI7 and you to get the Avenge 3 is very tough because you have to have 3 things die. If you have 3 things die, there's a good chance you're just not getting poisonous on any of your minions.
Right.
So, he's not terrible. He's definitely playable, but with the low roll that is poison not being as predominant anymore, big minion comps have come back, and dragons is probably the most busted one right now.
Which
Um,
dragon in particular?
Actually, it's very funny. It's not anything like all of the dragons are very good. It's actually a card that it's not even a dragon. Um, it might. I don't know if it's in the dragon section. It probably will be, simply because she does
Yeah.
synergize with the dragon so phenomenally well.
Yeah.
It is the Whelp Smuggler. If you go, I believe, where am I on the
Yeah. We're
page? About
there. We
middle.
go.
You got her.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, the Whelp Smuggler. So after a friendly dragon gains attack, give it +2 health. There are a lot of ways to give dragons attack. Cheryl Rome, as we just spoke about. Every
Yep.
time you hit that hero power, you're only giving your dragon a +1/+1. Well, you're giving him a +1/+3. Terragosa is also a very good card, as you see at the bottom there. It
Yeah.
permanently keeps enchantments from combat. That means if it gets a divine shield, it keeps the divine shield.
Gets
If
poisoned.
by some miracle it somehow gets a Wind Fury or something, it gets it.
Yep.
So Terragosa is extremely, extremely strong as well. But
Especially.
if you can get to the Caligos turn and you can start buffing with the Whelp Smuggler,
Hmm.
it's very, very difficult to beat dragons in that sense. They just get so large and out of control, you just really can't stop them.
The evolving Chroma Wing is was very interesting as well. I ran into quite a bit of that um,
Yeah.
through my first BGs there when the patch dropped, and it it was pretty good.
Yeah, easily one of the most snowbally. On its own, it's okay. I think
Yeah.
it's a decent one, but with the Whelp Smuggler, which if you get on a turn one Smuggler or a Chromatic, and then you find the turn three, I guess it would be Smuggler.
Yep.
I mean, you're off to the races. You've pretty much got yourself an extremely solid start. Not to mention how aggressively people have been just taverning up to tier 5 and tier 6 recently,
Yep.
because that's where all the big minions are. That's really where you find it. And with the 15 damage cap that's happening now, it's
It doesn't give the player the incentive to kind of stay in the lower tiers to try and farm for
no, there's
gold minions or anything, right? They just go right to
yeah,
okay.
and there's so many different ways to utilize better hero powers.
Hmm.
Cthulhu is extremely busted with dragons,
Okay.
because you give +1/+1 every single turn individually, right?
Yep.
So then your whelp smuggler actually is giving them +2 health as well. I think they actually I think they have fixed a lot of them. Galakron was also actually having a lot of problems. Galakron, or not Galakron, sorry, Deathwing. The way that Deathwing was working is they're only supposed to have 3 attack during combat. But what was happening is they were getting their 3 attack, but also getting the buff and keeping the health buff.
Gotcha.
So he has been since changed. Uh, but yeah, I mean, outside of the broken cards, Elemental's got a little bit, but they're not, I don't think, as good anymore. Beasts is probably still, outside of dragons and demons, one of the stronger ones, because the core mechanic of beasts is still in there, and that's,
Yeah.
Hydras, Gouldrins, Mama Bears, Rivendare, birds, macaws, all
Well,
that stuff.
I was just going to say, even reanimating Rattlers seems to
Oh
be a
yeah,
decent one too, where it's give a friendly beast reborn. So if you had Cave Hydra, I mean, they don't come back with the same stats, obviously, but still, it's still like kicking butt.
yeah.
So
It's a different way that you don't need to play a macaw, where you can actually give your gold drain. I mean, you obviously still want macaw if you find it, but you can find Rattler and give your gold drain,
mhm.
or the reborn, so it can come back if it gets popped off. You can taunt it now and not be too scared about it.
Yep.
Pale Scale Crocodile has, found its way into a few builds. Um, my favorite, I guess, just to wrap up the end of it, my
Yep.
favorite is actually the tier 6 mech. Is my absolute favorite
Let's
card and
see.
build so far.
The
It
Omega
is,
Buster?
yeah. I call he might be the Omega Buster. I call him Gate Guardian.
Okay.
For any of my Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there, Gate Guardian is busted. So basically, if you have a board full of Mech Saku,
Yep.
and this gentleman dies the first thing, which is very possible because you can give him taunt with a Noyo module. He dies and gives your entire board +5/+5.
Oh. Oh, it says give your mechs +1/+1.
Yeah,
Yep.
your mechs +1/+1 for
Yep.
each microbot that doesn't fit. So after the death rattle, one
Yep.
microbot pops. So that's your one microbot. Outside of that, +5/+5 to all of your mechs.
Wow.
Then, if you run a second one, taunt it up again, it does the same thing. Then, if you run the Cadgor's assistant, which brings back mechs, it's just an absolute. It's massive late game scaling, and I think mechs work really well with it. They brought back Holy Mackerel as well, so
Yeah.
I would say out of the top, dragons number one, demons number two, beasts number three, and mechs are my hot number four. Which would probably be is this a card reveal?
Little Nico,
No,
of
just
course it
going
is,
over a
buddy.
little bit. How have I not seen this?
So, so this is going to really wrap up. There's a lot more to talk about, but we just wanted to kind of fill in some stuff, and anybody that was interested in playing Battlegrounds, just kind of see what the changes were, what the heroes were doing, and really we're going to see tonight, in the next 10 minutes, how the players are actually doing with these new cards and with the possible new heroes involved. So we're gonna stop the stream right now, and then we're gonna jump back into the 10-minute delay. I know my Anodon is gonna be leader of the lobby tonight, so we will wait for everybody to do the whole ready thing, and we'll be right back in a quick 10. So
And do not go anywhere.
we love you guys. We shall see you soon.